Greetings Boffins and welcome to the Boffin Lab. I'm Old Man Triton and this is a video on racing and the progression after your first few races in Star Citizen. So today we're talking about the progression in racing, but what the hell am I doing in the intro footage? Well, I'd gone out to the Icebreaker racetrack and taken a Cutlass Red with me, hoping to spawn my vehicle somewhere near the track, but discovered that you couldn't do that. Rather than waste the trip, I decided to try and race the track with a Cutlass Red, and it turns out that you can manage a bronze time even in a Cutlass. I suppose these are ambulances and they're supposed to be fast. But anyway, let's get back to the real topic at hand. The progression in racing uses the same reputation system as normal missions, but you're getting your reputation with WildStar Racing. As you go up in levels, you get access to new tracks, and you get experience by running races. The trick, however, is that by running races, you don't open tracks in the order of most profitability, or in best accessibility for that matter. Not all tracks will have a place to spawn your vehicle nearby, and so in some cases you will have to transport your racing vehicle to the track. It's going to take a little bit of research to work out exactly where you can go before you need to transport a vehicle. Most tracks have a spawn point nearby. But as I crash and burn on this turn, you'll see that you do need a repair point, spawn point, or whatever nearby, and I hope this is a feature that CIG bring in the near future. I've been to a number of tracks now, and they've all been very thematic and interesting places. If you've noticed a set of lights from the sky as you approach a different station or ground installation, it's probably been a racetrack that you didn't know was a visitable location. Here I'm doing the Snake, but I've also been to the Icebreaker, Lowville outskirts, and the skyscraper on ArcCorp. Everything has been amazing to look at and really thematic. It's worth just visiting to have a look at the scenery that they've put into these races. So the first thing everyone's going to ask is what's the cash reward for these races? And I've done a little research, though I can't confirm the numbers because I haven't unlocked all the races, so I haven't been able to check all the prices. I don't think there's been any changes recently since racing hasn't received any real attention for a while, but these are the numbers that are being shown on screen right now. You'll notice that they slowly progress up in value as you get to more and more difficult tracks, but you will also notice that you will try to be completing these tracks in much less time as you go on, meaning that you will do these tracks in less than 5 minutes a run, and so your profit per hour goes up as you swap through all of the tracks. As an easy trick to remember how much you can get for a platinum run, just add a 0 to the value of a bronze run, and that's how much a platinum run will net you. So to make some corrections to my last video, 1, finishing a race doesn't guarantee a payout. It is in fact possible to fail to achieve your minimum race time and get failed out of the race, which means that you still need to make decent time or you fail the contract and lose your fee. The other thing I discovered that crashing and burning is obviously a failure of the contract as well. So these are the two things you've got to avoid in order to avoid losing your money. And it's very easy to crash, apparently. So what can CIG do to make these races more attractive and easier to access? Well, I'm at Icebreaker at the moment, and this is one of the tracks I discovered there is no spawn point nearby. I'm looking at these landing pads and thinking, oh, they've got to be set up so that you can summon your vehicle, but they're not, at least not yet. This would be the ideal place for CIG to put down an ASOP terminal, the ability to refuel, repair your vehicles, and maybe have a car park somewhere nearby, or even a respawn point, a little hospital where racers can set up a respawn location so that they can come back here and keep racing without interruption. At the moment, I'm flying a Cutlass Red so that I could have my spawn point set up in the Cutlass to have a look. There's another thing that they could do. At the moment, the tracks are all for a single person to do a time run. They're not intended to be a track where multiple players race each other at the same time. That would be awesome if they created a track that works like that. And yes, that would require a totally different design to what currently exists. Take a moment to think of the following idea. You give the community tools to organize races, advertise, set prize money, set entry fees, set minimum number of people, etc., etc. Set a time, start the race, all the tools necessary to set it going. And then you have all your contestants and any spectators ready to watch the race happen and unfold. And all the tools necessary to make it happen are there as part of the game. This will take racing from being a solo sport to a competitive sport that is even a spectator sport. I know that there are racing communities on the web at the moment that post recordings of their runs and show off their times. And there's even a leaderboard somewhere that you can get information on if you wanted to hunt down and compete against others. But the current tool set in the game does not give you that ability. If you love the idea, post your suggestion in the issues and suggestions forums for CIG and see if we can get them to do what we want for the racing community, as well as use the same concept for other community-driven events. Post the link in the chat down below, and I'm sure others will help you support the idea. In the meantime, that's the end of this discussion about racing in the Star Citizen world. Please like and subscribe my video, and good hunting and have fun in space.